Welcome into the crossover. That is NBA veteran Keyon Dooling. I'm your boy 10-Day Tony. Keyon, the first weekend of the NBA season is done. We had a lot of stuff on the court. We had a lot of stuff off the court. It's been a crazy start to the NBA season.
Yeah, crazy good, though.
Yes.
Crazy good. I mean, minus the two injuries to, like, Luka and Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just been nothing but, like, a blessing to be able to see this young talent, the free-flowing play, the skill set that our guys have, man. It's a great time to be a basketball fan.
Yeah, especially now you can watch it so much, right, in so many different places. Getting the round ball rock. We
bringing it back.
Bro, when that NBC Peacock thing fired off, I was like, oh, man. Yeah, okay.
I missed that cadence.
We're back in a big way.
I missed that cadence, and I love the way that they've merged, like, technology and bringing in former players to kind of dissect and break down the game. Big shout out to our guy Giannis Haslam, who's representing the crib to the fullest. But yeah, no, it's been great, man. I'm excited.
Fun, man. Dirk, Blake Griffin, Steve Nash, UD.
Yeah.
Like, they were doing their thing. I saw them on the court.
They're killing it.
Diagramming defensive strategy and stuff.
It's dope, you know, because, like, at the end of the day, man, like, to extend your career and be a voice of the game is like a dream after the dream.
Yeah.
And who better than those guys? They're some of the greatest players in their own way in the history of the game. Like, Giannis is truly one of the best glue guys in the history of the NBA game.
Nobody plays 20 seasons with a team.
He's Robert Ory-ish,
right.
In a sense, right? Like, having him on your team, like, brings extreme value. So, yeah, it's great to see.
Love it, man. It's been such a fun weekend of hoops. We're not going to touch anything on the Chauncey Billups Rico gambling case. We're going to save that for next week.
Yeah, let's do that.
Excuse me, on Thursday.
Thursday,
we're going to have some guests and talking about that, kind of giving us the update for that. So stick with us on Thursday. We'll have a full gambling scandal situation. Make sure to follow us on all of our social medias. Make sure to like us on Instagram, on YouTube, on Spotify. Go subscribe, go like, go review, go do whatever it is that you do. Do it for us, right?
The crossover.
Come on, man. I think we got to start in probably the most obvious place, which is it's Victor's league now. It's Wemby's league now. 3-0. Spurs are top of the table in the Western Conference. He's just what everybody feared he was going to be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm not going to crown his ass yet.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure
I'm with
allow him to earn it.
Yeah.
Because, like, Giannis is still putting in work. Jokić is still putting in work. Luka started off really strong. SGA is the reigning MVP. So I'm not going to crown him, but I'm going to prep the crown. Like, you know what I mean? We're going to start fitting it because, like, he is something special. And it's so appealing. It's so appeasing to the eyes. So I've never seen a guy. To me, he's a shooting guard. They just like stretched him. Yeah, it's crazy, you know, the combination of size, agility, speed. And what's most impressive about him, to me, is the way that he approached the summer. He got himself better mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. He got mentorship. He got himself healthy. He had the Olympics the summer before. So he is truly something special. And every time he's on TV, it's box office. I love to see him.
We're watching the replay here. Loads up a block, loads up another block, get out of here, then gets a rebound, goes out, basically leads the break himself, and then shoots from, I'm not going to call it the logo, it was a step within the logo.
Well, why did he shoot that shot? He shot that shot because it was a 2-for-1 situation.
Right, 2-for-1 situation.
So
exactly.
Now you're talking about a center who's bringing the ball up the court.
Who knows game situations.
Who knows in-game situations. So he's so cerebral as a player as well. It's just it's something, man. I mean, I really pray that he can just stay healthy because, like, if he stays healthy, he's gonna go down as one of the greatest players of all time.
That's kind of the biggest thing, obviously, with when you see that stature, right? You're looking at it and you're being like, damn, if he can stay healthy. 31-14, 6 blocks.
6 blocks.
And it was just kind of a pedestrian game from this year's standpoint because he's just putting up 40 burgers basically every game. Dylan Harper, 20. He looks good, too.
He does.
No De'Aaron Fox, too.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? There's been a very interesting move of the NBA to acquire stretch fours, to acquire swingmen, and, like, the point guard has kind of been devalued in today's day and age, it feels like. What do you think about that?
Well, I think the point guard position has shifted because it went from being like an old school floor general where you just get guys involved to like the hybrid model, which I think like Allen Iverson, Steve Francis, Baron Davis, like Gilbert Arenas, like those guys kind of spearheaded like this new hybrid guard where it's not a traditional point guard. It's a guy who can go out
Kind
and
of a combo guard at point guard.
A combo guard that you put in that can make plays, that can score, that can be a striker, that can block shots, rebound, get steals, get assists, like across the board. So I wouldn't say that they're devaluing the point guard position because like in the NBA, it's not like the NFL, like where quarterbacks get paid or if you're a specific position. If you're one of the best players or if you're the best player on the team, no matter your position, you're going to get paid.
Right.
I don't think that it's a devaluing of the point guard. I just think that like the point guard position right now, it's better players in other positions. And so they kind of got to take a back seat right now.
It almost felt like when Coach Spo played the positionless basketball of the early 2010s when it was like, LeBron, I know you're technically a 3, but you're going to be bringing up the ball. Or we're going to have Chris Bosh in the corner shooting 3s. When at that point, like, we didn't really know he could shoot 3s. And all of a sudden, that one, remember, he got an abdomen injury or something, and they came back shooting 3s. And we were all like, against the Celtics.
Oh, I know. I was there. I still wish Bosh Ribs was hurting during that day. Like, he was the X factor.
I didn't want to bring it up, but I thought about positionless basketball.
It is.
You know, you had a good front row seat to that.
I did, but you know, positionless basketball has kind of happened over the course of time. See, we minimize like the old school basketball game. So the triangle offense, anybody could initiate that, right? And like the point guards who played in those systems, a lot of times were not traditional playmakers. More so than anything, they played off of Kobe. They played off of MJ, and they were great shooters. So you had a B.J. Armstrong and a Steve Kerr and a John Paxson or Derek Fisher. You know what I mean? Those kind of guys. And so the game, man, coaches are very creative. The game really evolves. But, yeah, I think the game is becoming more positionless. There's no doubt about that.
Now, when you look at Wemby or you look about somebody like Cooper Flagg, who had a good home debut, finally got the Mavericks a win over your Raptors, by the way. That was, I know your
struck pyramids for him, Scotty.
Cooper Flagg, 22 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, and a monster jam that we're gonna see here real quick. 2 steps in.
Go get it!
Pow!
Put him in the basket, Coop.
I love those jerseys.
Put him in the basket.
That's the old school Dirk Steve Nash jerseys.
Yeah,
back in the day.
They low key nasty, but I ain't. That's like, shit, man. Derek Harper days, like something like that. But
here we go.
See, this is where I think Cooper is gonna really thrive. Like when you talk about him like playing the point guard position, like to me that's gonna help him because it'll help him slow down the game and learn how to make reads. But you want to get him out in transition. You want him to be fast and athletic and be in transition and be able to play to his strengths. So I think once they get Kyrie back or get more comfortable with D. Russ or Nembhard playing the point guard position, I think you'll see a lot more of this.
And that's the thing, right? Like, you want him to get the reps at bringing the ball up the floor, starting to create offense, starting to be able to facilitate for people, so you can have that in his bag later on.
Absolutely.
And then as those pieces move, he's going to be a cornerstone piece for the Mavericks for the next 15 years. Let's say if he stays on this team and kind of has one of these Dirk-like trajectories where all of a sudden the D'Angelo Russells, the Kyrie Irvings, like all these guys are eventually going to go somewhere else. And you're going to need to have your cornerstone be the guy that can kind of do everything for you, right? And a mini LeBron in a sense where I'm okay with him driving. I'm okay with him facilitating. I'm okay with him playmaking. I'm okay with him going ISO, right? Like that's what you're trying to build up as back in the day, right? You would have 2, 3, 4 years in college to develop those skills. Now it's one, you're a lottery pick, you're in the NBA. Like, go figure it out.
And even with Coop, man, dude didn't even stay for his senior year. He reclassified, right? So he came in to Duke a little bit younger. So, like, it's good, man. I believe that the best cultivators of talent in basketball are in the NBA. That's why you see a lot of the international players when they come here, and guess what? They get better. Not only from a skill standpoint, but also from a rule standpoint, right? Because it's not as physical as it used to be. The game wants rim and threes and free flowing and freedom of movement and things like that. But I just believe that, like, here in America, we have the best developers of basketball talent.
Okay.
And I got time for that.
Okay, so I got time to is the American side of the starting 5, what side would you rather take? American side or the international side?
Well, I mean,
because I'm going to say I think the best 4 to 5 players right now, if you go 1 to 5, right now are all international players. No,
I mean, look, I'm not going to argue that because I agree with that point to a certain degree. I don't think those top 5 who we're talking about when we talk about Giannis and Wemby and Jokić and SGA and Luka, like I wouldn't push back as far as I think that they're the most talented players in the NBA right now, right? But they don't have the best resumes, right? And those guys are all from different countries. Now we're talking about one country, the United States of America, though we have 50 states. One country. At the end of the day, man, when you look at who's killing over in EuroLeague right now, it's guys like Kendrick Nunn, Shane Larkin, the list goes on. Kevin Punter. Like, there's so many guys like who are killing over
fringe NBA guys,
but they were like middle of the pack NBA players. And so, not to minimize our game, the third of our league, I think it's 33% right now, is international. And at the top of the game, you know what I mean, the international players are wrecking shit. I got to give them all their credit. But holistically, you know what I mean? The United States of America produces the best basketball players in the world.
So you're not worried about once that old generation, the old guard generation, the KDs, the Stephs, the LeBrons, when that generation moves on, you don't think American basketball is in a bad place?
No, I don't think it's in a bad place.
Like that next generation of guys, you feel comfortable being like, all right, the NBA is not going to be swayed to now a more Eurocentric league. Now, you know, the NBA is going out trying to develop European basketball to kind of be like that next forefront of the NBA.
I dig it. I think I see it two different ways, because the game is going more global, and so because it's going more global, there'll be more appealing demographics of the world that you want to be able to tap into. I think AAU is doing, you know, our development an injustice, a disservice, with the way that they aren't really cultivating and developing our players and creating a sense of entitlement. However, the cream rise to the top, and Ant-Man is still here. We still got young players who are, you know, still some of the best players in the world. So I'm not really worried about United States basketball. What I'm worried about more so is that, like, because the game is going more global, the opening up of, you know, that 6 through like 12 man on the roster.
It just feels like every year there's more and more guys. You're looking at the NBA draft and you're like, oh, that guy's from France, this guy's from Serbia, this guy's from here, this guy's from there. And you start looking across the border like, damn, who's American? Right? Obviously you got Cooper Flag, and he's a quote unquote a generational player for this draft. But if the number one pick last year, Zachary Risacher, was a Frenchman. Right, Wemby the year before that. Like, it just feels like all these Euro guys are starting to really get into the trenches of the NBA and starting to build those backup 6 through 12 spots are now being taken by other guys. So it just feels to me like I look across and I'm like, all right, Ant-Man. You know, there's just a lot of old.
The world is catching up.
Yeah,
you know, and it's not just about the talent. It's a lot of it has a lot to do with the business side. But also it has a lot to do with what organizations are looking for.
Okay.
I think
what do you mean by that?
Because I think AAU is here in America. Our high school ballers, our college ballers, a lot of times they have so much social media influence and things like that. I think they're famous at a very early age. I think coaches, you know, forget to coach them and just let them do them. And then when it gets to a pro structure and things like that, they don't have the discipline. They're not as receptive to coaching. To coaching.
Yeah.
And I think at some point that's going to catch up with them.
I feel like the European model, right? Like, you see it in soccer, you see it in basketball too over there. It's like you get these guys from little league level, from kids that are 5 years old, 6 years old. They get in these academies and they start learning the pro structure from a young age.
You know what? That's a great point. And when you say pro structure, the key word is pro structure.
Yeah.
Those guys are getting paid in their youth. Most. Because if Luka, when he got with FC Barcelona.
Luka's crazy, though. Luka at 15 was winning championships at a men's level. Like, Luka is the Mozart, the Beethoven, the whatever you want to put is like the most genius of all things. Like, that was a guy at 18 was winning MVP at the best, basically the second best league on the planet in Spain.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels like the guys that aren't that develop in a way that is better because of the fact that there is that structure. And it feels like AAU is very much kind of like college right now. I don't like my coach. He's not playing me. I'm going to go transfer somewhere else. When you're in an academy like that, you grow within those levels.
And I agree. And I think the Europeans have hit the nail on the head with that, and they're doing a fantastic job of developing their
But
talent.
you're saying that's why they all come over here.
Well, they come over here. When they come over here, they get better ultimately. They ultimately get better. The great players, like Giannis was in the second division in Greece when John Hammonds was watching film on him. He wasn't this Giannis.
No.
It was when he got in the NBA weight room and the diet and understood the game and got the hunger and got the different inspiration that he really developed. Joker, when he came over here, Joker was chubby. He was a second-round pick. You know what I mean? He had a solid rookie year, but he grew into that. And I can't discount how much the rules have helped the international players.
Sure.
At the end of the day, if the rules were at the old rules, the United States would literally dominate because we have a dog and a toughness and a
physicality. Yep.
that can't necessarily be replicated. And so, because of that, the rules changed, the game got bigger, it got more global, and they're benefiting from it. Not to minimize their talent, I'm just still, straight up Florida boy, USA. I feel like we got the best hoopers historically and in the future.
Come on now. Talk to him. Speaking of
But I feel you, though. I feel you, Tunde Tone.
Europeans are coming, bro. That's all I'm saying.
They
I
are.
look at Wemby and I'm like, damn. And I look at Jokić, who's on a historic run right now.
They
Probably
coming.
the best player. Would you agree with me? Jokić right now, best player on the planet.
Yeah.
Like, he does things at that size and cerebrally, and he makes plays 3 steps ahead.
Yeah, no.
He's doing stuff on a quantum computer level.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, the way that the game is set up, Jokić is the best as far as being able to dominate an NBA game statistically on the offensive end. I think what happens is because he is limited defensively and he doesn't have he has the individual accolades, but not the championships. See, we change the goal line so often when we talk about championships, and we make it to benefit our argument. Like, he's a one-time champion and a 3-time MVP? Like, so I'm
3
not
out of
gonna,
4 years.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 years, and he could have really been 4 out of 4
right,
years.
right.
Statistically speaking. So, we'll just have to wait and see. But no, I'm not going to take away nothing from Jokić. He's tough, he's smart, he's cerebral. But if he doesn't win more championships, you know what I mean, they're going to probably look at him like they look at a lot of the other guys who had a lot of individual success but not a lot of winning.
Speaking of one of these young guys coming up, Edwards out 2 weeks with hamstring tightness. They didn't say exactly if it was a strain, if it was what happened there, but he's got tightness in his hamstring. He's out for 2 weeks. They'll reassess and try to figure it out. How does that reimagine the Western Conference? Because we knew the Western Conference was going to be a dogfight the entire year. Minnesota is one of those teams that can win high 50s, low 60s. From a win perspective, but then they haven't really been able to take that next step and beat the Oklahoma City Thunders, the Nuggets, like the Clippers. Those echelon of teams, they fall short.
Yeah, I think they're deficient in some areas. I think they're a very, very good ball club, but they're deficient in some areas. I mean, obviously, one of my former teammates, I coached, with the Jazz with Mike Conley. One of my favorite people, one of the nicest people on the planet. But he's getting a little bit older. Rob Dillingham is a smaller guard, so you still got to figure out how to implement him. I think DiVincenzo is going to have to really learn how to be that hybrid guard that we talked about earlier, so that he can play not only on the ball and make plays and change the game from that perspective, and be able to fit in with Ant-Man if they're going to have some success. Because right now I just think their 2-point guards are too small when you get to certain places in the playoffs.
And their front court is nice, right? Like Naz Reid, I think is
nice.
Probably one of the best.
Jules is nice.
Big, creative, guard forwards that we have in the NBA, because he does stuff at his size where you're like, he should not be that saucy.
Nas
he should not have those kind of moves.
Isn't he an East Coast head? Isn't he from Jersey or something like that? So they know how to bop with it.
That's the thing. He does stuff where I'm like, ooh, wait a second.
Nas is nice.
That's like a 6'5" guy move, not a 6'9", 6'10" guy kind of thing.
And he's mean too.
Yeah.
And he's mean.
He just got to step up, right? That was kind of part and parcel of what happened last season in the playoffs, where he kind of disappeared a little bit during some games. Julius Randle, even though he had a good end of the season, start of the playoffs, he kind of fell off in some of those games. It feels like those are the 2 guys that need to step up and kind of cover Because you can
They're
start
capable.
You can start losing some games in the Western Conference and be down in the standings big time.
Yeah, and it can happen fast in the West.
That's the thing. You look around, and Ant's been out for 2 weeks. You lose 3 or 4 games, and you're in the 7th seed, and you're trying to fight back the entire season. Then you see the Spurs are up at 9-0, and you're like, how the hell did that happen?
Yeah, but look, any team that loses their best player, it's going to be some slippage. It's going to be a drop off. If not, they wouldn't be your best player. So I think they're going to have to just try and stay at 500 at least.
Just kind of float around.
Yep, and then when Ant-Man comes back, he's going to come back healthy and hungry.
Has the 40 and 50 point game been devalued in the NBA this season? Because we looking across the league, and it's like Aaron Gordon has a 50 point game.
Mm-hmm.
SGA's got 50 point games. Obviously, he's been MVP level for a couple years.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves yesterday.
Get busy, Austin.
With a big boy 50 point game, 11 boards, 9 assists. No Luka, no LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically like the Austin Reeves show, and we're looking at some of the highlights here. Just Austin Reeves is tough.
Man, Austin
nice. Reeves is tough.
He's so nice. Austin is nice. I don't think the 50-point game has been devalued. I just think it's easier to get 50 now.
With the threes? Just everybody shooting
it's
crazy
not just
threes?
with the threes. Just look, when you bring the ball up court, there's nobody turning you 2-3 times before you get cross half court.
So you're dribbling basically to the 3-point line until somebody gets you.
Yeah, Mark Jackson and those guys didn't just want to they didn't just want to bring the ball down, kicking their leg for no reason. The reason that they had to turn their back like that is because the defense and the pressure and the fact that you could get touched or hand checked, it was so much more difficult to play against that resistance. These guys get uncontested layups left and right.
There was nobody in the paint on that layup.
Defense. So the 50-point game hasn't been devalued. Defense has been devalued.
Okay, so that's what you're saying. It's just Olay. Everybody's everybody's just trying to let you score so they can go out and score.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, because the fans have spoken. The fans want to see more scoring, more threes, more dunks, more freedom of movement, less fouls, faster pace, etc. And I think Adam Silver has done a great job of responding to what the fans wanted. And I sat on the competition committee back, way back in the days, and that was a big point of emphasis for the NBA. They wanted to have more free flowing, more attacks at the rim, more threes, faster pace, because that's more digestible to the fans and to the gamblers.
Yeah, they're having a bigger issue than that. Let's get real quick to the Miami Heat, 2-1. Big win over the Knicks, who a lot of people have as Eastern Conference Finals winners projecting this year. The Heat have been playing fun, man. They scored 140 some odd points in Memphis. They beat the Knicks at home in the home opener. Everybody's been playing well. Bam's playing well. Norman Powell's been crazy for them so far.
He's a bucket.
What have you seen from the Heat in these first couple of games that gives you hope? Obviously, no Tyler Herro.
Yeah, it's a Heat culture, right? To me, Eric Spoelstra is probably the best coach in the NBA.
For sure.
I mean, a lot of people may say Steve Kerr because of his resume and his pedigree. But, as far as a program, to me, I think Eric Spoelstra is the best coach in the NBA.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter who's on the court. They're going to play Miami Heat basketball. I like the way they've started out. I think they're playing great basketball. They're playing as a team.
That's what I'm saying. They're playing team basketball.
And they're going to be in better shape than everybody because of their strength and conditioning program. And so early in the season when people are trying to, get in shape and play their way into shape, well, the Ferrans make sure that the Heat are already in shape.
Right.
You
don't get into camp without being in shape. You're already in shape coming into camp. But the cool thing is about what Eric Spoelstra is doing, right? There's no Jimmy Butler. There's no Tyler Herro. There's no main guard, main player that is ball dominant, ball stopping, right? It just feels like with this collection of players that they got, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Jokić, Fontecchio, who's been a nice little add, Davion Mitchell, who's a dog, Bam, all these different guys have been creating an offense that just kind of flows, right? The ball doesn't get stuck anywhere.
Yeah.
The ball is just movement. You have a shot, take it. You have a lane, take it. Again, we talked about it. Tyler can't be the best player on your team if you're going to win a championship, if you're going to get deep in the playoffs. Bam can't be the best player on your team if you're going to do any of those things either. But can a collection of good but not great players make it somewhat interesting in the Eastern Conference, knowing that
Yeah, the heat is always going to be there. They always have a chance because of the way that they play, the continuity, the preparation, the toughness, the conditioning. So they always, have an opportunity to make it to the playoffs. Like as far as winning it all.
No, I can't put him in the bin of winning it all.
All the talent that's in the league right now, when all else fails, like those talented guys are gonna make plays. They're gonna make things happen, and they just don't have that guy when all else fails.
Go get a bucket.
Go get a bucket. Not just one bucket. Like get us buckets.
Win us the game.
They don't have that.
There's no Luka. There's no SGA that can come down and be like, all right, this is me on a 10-0 run by myself. Here's a 3 pop. Here's an and one. Let me get in the mid range and hit a little J.
They don't have it, but they do have heat culture.
They do.
And I always love and respect it.
But it's like, is the ceiling of that the 6th seed in the East and then playing a tough Pacer team and getting beat? Like that, it just feels like that's the cap on the ceiling when you don't have one of those guys. With Jimmy, it was, all right, we know who's going to get us crunch time buckets. We know who's going to put the game on his back.
Yeah.
Now, is playoff Tyler a thing?
I totally agree with you. I think that's the most fair assessment that you can make on that point. So I totally agree. You get no pushback from me. I think they can be a solid team, but not a great team. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to enjoy and cheer for them anyway. The same 100%. Way I just cheered for the Dolphins, yesterday. The same way I just cheered for the Hurricanes the day before that. Like, I'm a Florida boy, so I'm cheering for the home team. Let's go Heat.
All right, on the way out, did you see this? We're going to play it on the stream right here on the screen. So Jaylen Brown going into the paint, OG guarding. Hey. Wait, what was that? Hold up. Hold up. What was that? Let's pause there real quick.
Dang.
Let's see right there. What is that black smudge right there?
You know what? That is that's not Beijing because Beijing shouldn't rub off like that unless he didn't wash his hair. But I got a great idea. I think me and JB, when I get my passport back and I'm free to move around the cabin, we should go to Turkey, champ. We shouldn't even be dining it. We should just go to Turkey. You know what I mean? Let me holler at my old school teammate, Hidu Turkoglu.
Come on.
Tell him to put us with the best people over there, and let's get the beers done. Let's get the hair restored. Let's do it. But, like, we can't be rubbing off Beijing.
Is that a bad look? Is he getting clowned in the locker room for that?
Oh, yeah, they got something to say. But, I don't know about this generation. Like, JB is one of them guys, like, he don't really give a fuck about what people think about him and things like that. But you got to get on him a little bit. But if that's the case, then
he wouldn't have had the spray. He wouldn't have had whatever.
That's for him.
The concoction. Okay,
that's for him.
But then it went to OG Anunoby out of nowhere.
It did.
It's for him, but it's on OG's. It's on OG's jersey now.
The Knicks player should have been more hard on him than his own players. But like, if you was in the locker room with me, like whatever your flaw was or your deficiency and things like that, it was my duty. It was my job to point it out to you.
Of course.
So
that's what brothers do, right?
Yeah,
when you're in the brotherhood, you'll be like,
and not
come
just
on,
to
let
you.
me see that hat. Let's see what's under that hat.
I got to point it out to everybody in the locker room. Like, the joke is on you right
now. Coach, you saw what happened?
And that's
a beautiful. That next day, you're like, ooh, wait, what was that?
Yo, but I understand though, bro. I started losing my hair in my 30s. He a little younger than that, but man, hey, I understand, champ.
It comes for all of us.
Yeah, Father Time is undefeated.
Father Time is undefeated, and for whatever reason, he likes taking the hairline.
Hey,
that's the first one that he's like, yeah, let me get that.
I'm holding on too, bro. Like, until it's all the way over with, I'm gonna go against the grain. Just show the lining at least, just show just the little lining. Yes, I know it don't grow a lot, but just at least you see a lining in the curve. That's all I'm saying.
Last thing before we go here, best the team that caught your eye, the team that you're looking around saying, okay, I like what's going on there in the first couple of games here of the season.
To me, it's the Spurs. Yeah. I mean, Golden State is one of those teams. Like, I just trust those guys, and I like the way that Kuminga is playing right now for Golden State because they're giving him an opportunity. They underpaid.
That's all he wanted. All he wanted.
They underpaid him, so they got him now. So okay, let's rock. But you see him making adjustments to his game where he's playmaking, his motor, his energy. He feels a little bit more comfortable. Yeah. But he's been underpaid, especially when you see some of the other deals that other people got. But the Spurs to me have been the most impressive. I think they have the most upside. They're young. They're talented. They have a young coach. They got Pop upstairs. They got like this guy who is like an anomaly, an alien. I don't know what you want to call him.
All of them, just everything.
And Fox isn't even playing yet. So Harper is going to get an opportunity to develop, find a rhythm and things like that. And it'll be interesting because like if he continues to play with this kind of production and productivity, man, what do you do with Fox?
That's the thing. You just gave him a max deal.
But after February, when that kind of expires, Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can get this young player for a little bit cheaper who gives you an opportunity and maybe get some pieces. Like, yo, I'm watching the Spurs right now.
Yeah, Spurs have been fun. They've been a really good story. I'm gonna go a little bit more kind of dirtier. I'm gonna go a little bit more in the trenches. I like what the Pacers have been doing. No Halliburton. Siakam's been tough. I know Nembhard got hurt, but the Pacers stuck around with OKC. They're a team that, like, for some reason or another, even though they're down guys, T.J. McConnell didn't play too, they just always find a way. Benedict Mathurin is tough. Like, they got guys on that team that you look around and say, he'd be a good piece somewhere else, but he fits so perfectly with Indiana that Rick Carlos just somehow is obviously great coach, but has somehow, like, kind of figured it out. So that's one team I've been looking for.
I like the Pacers too.
And I'm gonna say the Thunder.
Oh yeah.
And I know they won the championship. They got the MVP. He's scoring 50 points a game.
Chet's taking it up another level.
Chet's taking up another level. Plus AJ Mitchell, guard off the bench, has been playing super well for them too. That's another guy that they got kind of on a low deal, but has been outplaying his contract. Has been outplaying the role that they had him in. Obviously, J-Dub's been on the bench for a couple of games. Like, that's a team that has the build now that they've got all their guys locked in to win that 2, 3, 4 championships coming up.
They're well positioned. And, you know, if you ask around the league or if you just ask around sports in general, if you like hoops, most people think Sam Presti is, you know,
A1.
if not the best, one of the top 3, you know, facilitators from
GMs,
upstairs, pulling the strings.
You can say across sports.
Yeah, man, he's something. The way that he's been able to build that team, you know, through the draft and through making moves and trades, because OKC is not a free agent destination.
No.
But, man, they built something really, really special, and I think the people in Oklahoma deserve it because, like, that is the only show in town.
Yeah, you could tell because the stadium is rocking 24/7.
It's rocking.
It's like rocking. There's a Thunder game, like the entire city is out there.
It's beautiful, man. It's good to see.
I love that. All right. Next show Thursday, KD.
Yes, sir.
We'll be talking all the off-court things.
Okay.
With what's going on.
We got to bring some guests on here pretty soon, buddy.
Yeah, we got a guest lined up for Thursday.
It should be fun.
Should be fun, man. So we'll get to all that stuff. Remember to rate, subscribe, review to us on YouTube at The Crossover. On Instagram, go follow us at the Crossover Show _. What else we got? Spotify. Go check us out on Spotify. Rate, review, subscribe, do all that good stuff.
And then comment, comment, share.
You got time for people, right?
You know what? I got time. If you troll me, I'm gonna troll you back. Like, I got time for that. But see, the hard part about, like, when you troll me, sometimes I might block you, and I need your view. Yeah, I need your dialect.
I need to hate you.
Yeah, so I won't block you. I'm gonna just troll the shit back out of you.
Let's go. We'll catch you guys Thursday. Peace.
We out.
Baby, let's go.